Picture this, a small, snowy town on Christmas Eve. It's festive, full of life and cheer, and a serial killer about to be turned into a killer snowman.
This is gonna hurt.
This Frosty the Snowman took a very dark turn. Now Santa might skip your chimney if you misbehave, but this killer snowman is about to slash everybody's holiday spirits wide open with a merry frickin' Christmas.
How are you? World's most pissed off snow cone.
Buckle up for an icy trip into a twisted holiday cheer. This is Forgotten Horror File number 8, Jack Frost. Our story begins in the quiet town of Snowman. Sheriff Sam Tiller has finally caught up with the notorious serial killer, Jack Frost.
This one, you are gonna regret.
Who has murdered a very large sum of people, 38 of them, and sworn vengeance on those who sent him to the electric chair.
I'll find a way! I'll tear you down to part!
On Christmas Eve, Jack is being transported for execution at midnight. But just when you think Jack is toast, well, he overpowers a guard and the prison van careens off the road, slamming into a nearby genetic research truck carrying experimental chemicals. Now these chemicals of holiday cheer spray all over Jack's body, dissolving him into the snow. The toxic syrup mixes with the blizzard outside and boom! Jack Frost is reborn as a walking, talking, potty-mouthed snowman with an evil grin. It's the ultimate twisted origin story to a beloved classic. You immediately know this movie isn't pulling punches. Frosty is coming for revenge, and it's gonna be a cold one. Now Jack is free from his mortal coil. Jack begins his revenge on Snowman. He leaves a trail of frozen corpses in his wake. FBI agents Manor and Stone arrive, explaining that the spilled chemicals contain something that could be the human soul.
It's just a shame that your guinea pig had to be a homicidal maniac like Jack Frost.
I know it sounds really far-fetched, but this is a movie about killer snowman. I think we're past taking this film pretty seriously, okay? The final act in this movie is a B-movie absurdity cranked to 11, drizzled with a delicious holiday caramel goodness. When it comes to grindhouse-worthy gore, Jack Frost does not disappoint. The kills are absurd, to say the least. From decapitating the town bully with a sled, making neighbors deep throat axe handles, to pretending to be bathwater and using his carrot nose to do some very absurdly bad things. Jack Frost is no smuck, to brutalizing his victims for some Christmas cheer. Well, to serial killers, that would be their Christmas cheer, I would imagine. Now each kill in Jack Frost is like a death metal guitar solo. Loud, over the top, and utterly unforgettable. The kills are not blood geysers, Satan dicking you in the eyes bloody. No, they're hilariously cheesy, bad, in a good way, in a good bad way. It's low budget at its best. Now the question is, why was this movie forgotten and why does it rule to this day? When Jack Frost slid into the VHS market in 1997, it was buried under a blizzard of bad reviews and obscurity. It was straight to video, made on shoestring budget, think like leftover film stock on foam snow. And critics laughed at its cheesy effects and silliness. Audiences were probably like, wait, when did Frost become Michael Myers?
Looks like Christmas came a little early this year.
It didn't help that a nicer Jack Frost movie came out the next year with Michael Keaton starring in the role. That one's a little bit more tame compared to this one.
You know, sometimes it's good to have a big butt.
Prism Entertainment, the original backers of the movie, even went bankrupt before the release. With rotten acting and pure camp, it's no wonder Jack Frost was mostly forgotten at the time.
Just a shame that your guinea pig had to be a homicidal maniac like Jack Frost. Do I now have to put back in the test tube?
Today, though, Jack Frost enjoys a cult afterlife because, well, it's so gloriously, insanely bad you can't look away. Horror fans and metal maniacs love it for exactly what it is. A gloriously stupid, wildly imaginative holiday gore fest. Every outrageous one-liner and every brutal kill scene has been memed and quoted at midnight screenings.
Don't eat yellow snow.
Now, watching this, it's like hanging out with the weird friend who yells, "Oh hell yeah," at every absurd moment. Guilty. It's goofy, it's gory, and it's got just the right amount of holiday cheer, iced with snow and drizzled with blood. And it keeps you coming back for more. The film's own daftness is its charm, exactly why Jack Frost still melts hearts and brains to this day. Now, of course, I gotta cover some behind the scenes fun facts about this film. The original Jack Frost script was supposed to be a big Hollywood blockbuster idea. Rennie Harlan, who did Die Hard 2, was attached, and it was supposed to be $25 to $30 million film. Could you imagine the absurdity that this movie would have been if it actually got that budget? But sadly, the money never came, and in the end, they shot the whole movie for about 500 grand. Well, the result, super cheap special effects, loads of improvisation, and Jack Frost basically being a heavy foam puppet. It's a miracle any snowman shot looks halfway convincing in this movie. Now, despite being a snow movie or a Christmas movie, Jack Frost was filmed where? In sunny California during a drought of all things. There was no real snow on the ground. Well, there's literally no snow on the ground. Temperatures hit 70 degrees while shooting. The crew plastered foam, cotton, and even sprinkled a little bit of sugar around the sets for a fake blizzard. The 8-foot-tall Jack Frost costume was an absolute beast and heavy as hell. The actor inside could barely move. They often just shot the snowman's head and body separately to fake the motion of it moving. A wild thing happened with this movie. After filming, the only Jack Frost prop, the foam snowman in the movie, was filthy and was just falling apart. Now, for the big police station explosion, well, they doused it in gasoline and set it ablaze. The final shot of Jack bursting into flames was the real deal. They literally torched their own creation. Talk about commitment to the bit. I respect that. But it's kind of sad that, well, we don't have that prop anymore. Now, in this movie, there's an infamous bathtub scene with Shannon Elizabeth. Well, you know her from many movies, but more like American Pie. It was her first movie in the role as Jill. Now, Shannon Elizabeth actually got smacked in the eye by Jack's carrot nose prop. She needed medical attention on set. Now, later, the editor realized how bizarre the footage looked, and if you see the movie, it's pretty crazy and bizarre and hilarious. The director leaned into it, adding more sleazy jokes and loony grunts to make the scene even more outrageous.
Oh, I must remember to send flowers.
In the DVD commentary, the crew still cracks up about it. Once production wrapped, Jack Frost was basically shelved. Nobody wanted to distribute it. But thankfully, it finally saw the light of day on VHS in 1997 with almost no fanfare. Now, for years, it was just a cult rental bin oddity. You come across it in the bin, be like, Jack Frost, that doesn't have Michael Keaton in it. I don't want to watch it.
You know, sometimes it's good to have a big butt.
But then in 2016, a company called Vinegar Syndrome remastered it in 2K and released it on Blu-ray. Suddenly, everyone could watch this cheesy slaughterfest in HD and appreciate all its glorious cheese on, well, a bigger screen. Even behind the camera, Jack Frost is stranger than fiction. The movie's so bad that it's good. Vibe is part of its everlasting charm. Now, the final verdict, I'm going to have to go with a metal rating of 7 out of 10. It's not a metal masterpiece, but definitely headbang worthy. The movie has enough blood, chainsaws, and scream queens to satisfy any metalhead junkie. Jack himself is basically a grinning horror mascot come to life. It's absurdly schlocky and heavy metal in spirit. It's one of the perfect holiday horror movies. Disturbing factor, 3 out of 10. Surprisingly low, because Jack Frost plays almost like a gore comedy. The kills are bonkers, but everything is so over the top that it's hard to be truly scared. Yes, the bathtub scene is messed up, but it's shot with so much absurdity that you end up wincing and kind of chuckling at the same time. It's viscera for fun, it's just not nightmare guaranteed. You know, you might cringe, laugh here and there, but you probably won't sleep with the lights on. Replay value, 8 out of 10. Jack Frost is one of those flicks you watch on a snowy night with a beer in hand, maybe a hot chocolate. It's quotable as hell. Friends will gather to see just how insane it can get. Every rewatch reveals goofy details or jokes that you missed the first time. It's one of those movies that you can just rewatch over and over and over again, and you keep picking things up. It's a reliable holiday horror guilty pleasure that never grows old. So is Jack Frost a masterpiece of cinema? Hell yes. Well, hell no. But it is wildly entertaining. For fans of campy, over-the-top holiday horror, this movie delivers exactly what it promises, whether you ask for it or not. Have you seen this movie? Do you like it? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this movie, be sure to stab that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, stay bloody, stay brutal, and keep it metal.